podcast where we discuss interesting topics with alternative perspective. I am your co-host, Big O. Have with me.
Hey, Tanae is back in the building one more time with the new Psychocast and Mr. Roger Greene, the producer, director. He's an artist. He's an actor. Give it up for him, y'all. Give it up, give it up, give it up. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Look at this. Look at all this. Look at all this love on the screen. All of this talent and all of this goodness.
Okay,
I love it.
We're gonna have to go all the way around. So now I want to know, we have two lovely ladies and we have a bunch of gentlemen. All right, so now I just want to know, okay, why in the world would you actually name all these people Omar? And I'm starting to feel like I'm the biggest Big O. So we got to have a big O, a medium O, little O. So I want to know, like, who's taking what role? And then we have two Glorias. I'm thinking like somebody punking me. I'm just being honest. And then we only have one Paul and one J Tanae.
Big O, what's your real name, brother? What's your actual
Omar.
name? It is Omar. What's your full name?
Omar Sharif.
Omar, serious?
Dead ass serious. That's why please don't say the jokes.
Omar Sharif. So you may have seen you already. What year were you born?
A long time ago.
I was born in
76?
Okay, I'm older than you.
Yeah, we're older than you.
I'm
Yeah,
50.
we're older than you.
Got it. You got big older first.
I'm big older first.
Big older
Absolutely.
first.
I was sitting there like, hold up, man. You got my
He
whole
the
government,
daddy.
my
He the
birthday.
pappy.
I'm not putting my social.
My middle name is Miles and be like OMG on mine, but it's all right. Y'all can call me
OMG, yo, I would have definitely did that.
Yeah.
OMG, and that's
Oh,
crazy.
It's
All right.
Main antagonist, the villain.
The villain. Okay, now let's start with this movie. All right. Okay, what is the premise of the movie? And anyone can jump in at any time because, like, for instance, we got to really discuss what the movie's coming out, and now we seeing little tidbits of it. But I want you guys to explain what is the movie, what is the premise, and why would everyone need to go see this movie?
I'm muted because I'm a chatterbox, man. I was gonna pass it to Gloria.
Pass it to Glow in the middle. Glow in the middle. Can you give us a little synopsis? Because y'all got to fill in for Mr. Roger Greene. He's on his way in, guys. He's just having a little technical difficulties. But shout out to Roger Greene. He'll be back. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, the premise of the movie is that we're, all with personalities of a news channel, and we pretty much get taken over by Mr. Omar up in the corner. He's a terrorist. And so,
big pick, right? There's gonna be big pick in the movie, okay?
Yeah, he's the villain, and he comes in with his men, and they take over, and we just have to survive, and we want to stay alive. So, you will watch all of that unfold.
Okay, and so now my question becomes, listening to you explain the premise, it sounds like almost like Pelham 1, 2, 3. It has a similar feel to it.
Let me just say this real quick. I've known Roger Greene for many years. He's done a lot of music. He's got a background in music. He's dealt with Bad Boys. He's a terrific writer, a good friend of mine. I also do music. Quick flex, side note. And I we have a long relationship. We've done a couple of films, and he sent me this script. And when I read this script, I read it from cover to cover. And when I finished, I said, "That is an amazing script. Who wrote it?"
That's cool.
I'm like, no. I just had no idea that your talent stretched that far, brothers. I knew he was a talented writer, but cinema. Right. But this is one of those. It's a beautiful story. It's beautifully written from just start to finish. The cast is phenomenal. We gel each other forever. Known each other. I'm making up words. We've known each other for years. All these gentlemen. The Glorias, the Omars, the Pauls, the cast, the crew. This is the one thing I want to say, and I'll shut up because, like I said, I like to ramble. We're filming a movie about a newsroom that gets taken hostage. Quick side story. We have these background actors that are like terrorists, and they're pointing the guns, at us. I kind of leaned over to Raj, like, look, I know it's your first time, but you got to tell these people with these guns to calm down. It's not realistic. They're doing this the whole time. I'm like, bruh, we get it. It's a gun. Calm down, right?
They in the role. They in motion.
After we finish, we starting to try to promote this. What happens in real life? This happens in real life. A news station gets taken hostage, and they show footage of the real terrorists running in. And guess what terrorists are doing with these guns through the whole in real life? They doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
I wanted to call these actors up and be like, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
That's exactly what they were doing.
Correct. And it
They
really,
know they roll.
well, they got guns and they just want to kill. And he's like, yo, I get it. You know, that was amazing. But I can't wait for y'all to see this film.
Absolutely.
I got a question. So I just want to ask Omar Salgado, what drew you to the role of News Cycle? Like, what drew you to it? And how did you connect with your character, which is with the Shazad? I can't say the other name after that one.
Rosby.
Rosby.
Okay.
Rosby.
But you know what? First and foremost, I'm gonna tell you, Jay, Big O, whatever, Omar. Listen, God was there. God was at this project. God was at this film. I mean, God was throughout. We had humble cast. We had such everybody was just willing to deliver. But what grasped me when Roger hit me up was like, he's looking at this Puerto Rican from Jersey City as he can be a terrorist. That's crazy. I mean, when did you see that? Never.
A Puerto Rican terrorist? No, sir. We've never seen that.
He said a Puerto Rican terrorist.
Hey, a Puerto Rican that likes rice and beans with hot sauce. But at the end of the day, when I saw that, I read the script. Like Omar said, that script was dope. It was different. You know, I'm reading so many scripts now, and I saw that I was like, yo, this is unique. The message, politics. I mean, as an actor, when you get in, you submit into that role, you actually see, you live it. And you see things in two different ways. So that was the dopest part. When I submitted to the role, when I read that script, I saw where he was going with it. When he gave me that shot, I was with it.
Yeah. Hey, same question for...
I'm looking at this man going, "You're Puerto Rican? I thought you were terrorist."
Yo,
oh wow!
I thought he was Middle Eastern.
Oh, we could.
It is crazy.
I'm like, did he weapons? He made that name. Hey, I know.
It's crazy, right?
What's
the gas stations, they always, I gotta learn the language because I could probably get it off. They be talking about, like, nah, I'm Puerto Rican. You Puerto Rican, Omar?
Hey, like, we got Gloria, the other Gloria. Can you answer that same question?
When it's not a question, but it's about the script. When I read it the first time, I just could not put it down. It was like it was like 3 hours into the night, like 3 a.m. I was like, what? And then I read it again. I was like, how? What? It touches on our political era right now, Palestine and everything that's going on. But he does it in a way it's non-biased. There's no sides. He touches on the vulnerability of the terrorists and why. And then he touches on, there's no division. And this is what I was so drawn, because myself, I'm born and raised in Scandinavia, Sweden, but I'm Moroccan. And I got the opportunity to play a Palestine news anchor, to be the voice for whatever is happening in the world. And that, it just touched my heart, and how this man could like emotionally draw in all of us together and just lead in 7 days, just lead this project. So with humility, and just we were laughing. We had a great time. It was, I can't describe it, but I really, like, God moved us throughout the whole time. It was so smooth.
I keep hearing that. Paul, what do you have to say about that?
I play the white guy.
Really?
Alex Walker's the character. Alex Walker, yes.
Alex Walker. I was just like Omar and Omar. I couldn't put the script down. I still have it. It's right here. I still have it. I read it every day.
We still got it. All right.
But no, Roger gave me the script. He called me and he said, "You might be right for this role." And he told me what it was about: the terrorist takeover a newsroom, right? And on the outside, it sounds kind of basic, maybe your cookie cutter action movie. But boy, then when I got the script, I was like, whoa! I mean, he dives deep into every character. Every character has nuances, and you find out exactly what they're feeling. You don't know who to side with, because everybody's got their own story, and he presents it so well. It's just really well written.
Okay,
that's awesome.
Super awesome.
We got Mr. Greene. We got him back on the screen.
No. I wanted to hear the perspective from Gloria Hankerson, because we didn't hear hers.
Well, I think for me, I mean, first of all, like you know, like we've been saying, it's not a new story. Like we know of terrorists that then came in and did things, but it is definitely the angles of what Roger, how he took it, how he expressed it. And for me, I think I just got a chance. I don't want to say Peaches is dingy or nothing because she's not, but it brought like a little comedy relief. And comedy is not like, I'm funny when I'm in my real element, you know, with my people, with my friends, you know, I could be funny.
Right.
But to like try to be funny on camera, I felt it would be like a challenge. So I think for me, that's what kind of, I mean, I like Peaches, but that's what made me kind of relate with her and made me want to take the role, was because it's like, okay, I get to challenge myself in this respect. And then Peaches is fly, she look good, she cute and everything, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I pull that off.
Okay,
You know
Peaches.
Go ahead, Peaches.
You know, but I, you know, just kind of being that slight comic relief in a very tense situation was what I found very intriguing and made me want to do it.
Okay, that's awesome. Now I have
And the
a
script
question.
was also amazing, so yes.
Awesome. I have a question for Mr. Gooding,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to realize that I really became a fan of you and your acting abilities after Baby Boy, because I've never seen you playing really a bad guy, even though I consider you a good guy even in that role. And now you're saying you're playing another bad guy, the terrorist. Now, are you starting to gravitate?
No. You took Salgado, the other Omar is the terrorist.
Oh, okay. I thought you were.
I play Mike. I'm the sports the
anchor.
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right.
Yes.
Big Mike Sports.
Okay, so now you are not the bad guy. So you're a good guy.
No. I'm not the bad guy. But to touch on, because I didn't know if this is where you were going towards it. Because, you know, I try to, you know, as actors, we don't want to get pigeonholed. We don't be typecasted. You know, I've done Baby Boy. I get offered all these gangster roles. I've been there and done that. You know, I just tackled a role recently. It was something I was like, I've never done this. This is great. I play like a deity. I'm like, this is awesome. This is something new. This script like that, it was another layer. I did a movie called AM Radio where I showed a lot of emotions and stuff like this. Was different from that. We definitely had we took turns being emotional, and, you know, and the different ranges, you know, you show the camaraderie, and you can tell, like I said, it seemed like we were a family that's known each other for years. You know, we all had Roger's back and was like, we know this is your first project. We know this is your baby.
Right.
We all want
That's
this
dope.
a monster.
Bars.
We all took pay cuts. We all took. We all took.
You see the faces? I'm like, what?
You gotta sacrifice a little to get something.
We all understood the assignment, though, for real, man. And I'm so proud of it. I can't wait to see the finished product. But I'm just excited. I'm excited.
Okay, so that's super duper awesome. Hopefully we can get you. Let's get him before he gets up out of here. So, Mr. Greene, what was the motivation behind it, and what was like something that you drew upon saying writing this script, and also picking some of the cast members as well?
Well, the funny thing, and I keep kicking me out, but what up, everybody, again? But Man Robinson issued a challenge. Said, could you a movie in a newsroom, write a movie that could happen in a newsroom? And I was like, yeah. So I put the idea together an hour and sent it to him, just the idea. And then he called me and he was like, okay, you know, you greenlit the show. He told me no until I showed him another movie I did. And then he's like, oh, nah, you green, like, you should go. We should do this. And I said, how I got everybody. The funny thing is, me and Art Good have been friends over 30 and it feels years. And I've been, and I got something and you're gonna love it. And he was like, yo, and he's older than me, like, he'd be like, yo, bro, I don't even know what it's about, but I got you back. I got you. But when I sent it to him, he called me back and said, I don't want to offend you, but and I said, yeah, I wrote this. He was like, this is really good, bro. Like, this is really good. I was like, nah, you're not offending me. He was like, but damn, no, this is really, really good. I said, Paul, I needed man, I needed my anchor, and I was looking for this, and I saw Paul's picture. It was just a pic, Paul, and I was
he was just looking good, huh? Okay. Pause. Show Paul pictures. Trying to get it.
It looked. It was like it just spoke like Cronkite spoke. Larry, that's how it spoke to me. So I saw a picture of Paul and I said, nah, that's my guy. And then by the time me and him spoke, when we spoke, and I saw how serious he was, and he wasn't like, oh yeah, I'll take the role. Like he really was like, no, let's talk about this. I'm serious about my craft, and I really like, and it spoke volumes. It spoke volumes. Gloria, me and Gloria Hank said we've been a long time, and I just knew she could pull off features. I knew she would naturally, like I already knew her from music days, and I just knew she would pull it off. I knew she would do great. So when I offered her the role, I was already like, all right, as long as she said yeah, I'm good. I was like, I don't have to look over my shoulder about that. Gloria. I was going through hell I was trying to find the right person to play Amina, and I was going through hell. Like it was crazy. And I was about 1:30 in the morning. I'm on Instagram, just scrolling, and I said Arabic actresses, and like a million women popped up on my phone, and I'm just scrolling like, where am I gonna find her? And her picture popped up, and I was like, huh. And I hit it. I went to her IMDb and saw her body of work, and was like, oh my God. Like she did a whole movie where she did all Arabic. She did so much. She was physical. She was everything. I was like, wow. So I reached out, and then she hit me back, and she said, how did you get this email? And I said, like,
who are you
sorry,
stalking me?
Mean to offend you. I said, I don't mean to offend you, but it's on your IMDb. So she was like, oh, okay. And she said, so what's going on? I said, I have this movie, and I sent her the script. And she emailed me back maybe an hour or two later, recommending that we use the actress that plays her mother in the movie. So I said, oh, she's really reading this thing. And then she hit me back, and she just wrote something that just stunned me. She wrote, the Holy Spirit is moving.
Ooh.
And when she wrote the Holy Spirit is moving, I was in my bed, and I was just frozen when she said that. I was like, oh my God. And then she hit me, and then my agent said, I sent all her stuff to my agent, and Josh saw it, and he was blown away by her talent. And then he goes, did you tell her you don't really have a bunch of money to do this? And I said, no. And he said, call her and tell her. So I did. I called her. She said, let's get on the phone. Let's do a Zoom call. And we got on there and started talking like we were best friends for like 20 years. And she said she loved the idea of Amina, and we loved the idea of having her play Amina, and it was a match made in heaven.
But before that, Roger, before that, I sent you self-tape.
Oh yeah, she sent me the self-tape. She sent me
the next audition. Morning.
And she and the way she did her audition, it was like, I was like, how did she memorize it? But then she said she didn't really memorize it. She let it flow through her instead of memorizing it. And she was just the way she was working it. And I showed it to my fiance too, and I was just like, it's her. I was like, that's her.
Natural, natural.
It was natural, just the way she embodied it. And the one thing of all of them, they really embodied each character, like they really did. Like I kept saying, I love actors. I don't want reciters. And everybody was just doing their own thing, but they was in the box that was created, but they blew that box out. Like they put that box somewhere. Some days I was like, damn, the box is on the ceiling today. It's like, how do I get the box off the ceiling right now? Like, and the way they gelled, and like with Omar Salgado, his audition, the first tape he sent me, I already knew, and I was sitting there and I said, I already know who can play this role. I don't even know why I'm going through this. So my AD, JC was like, who are you talking about? I was like, Salgado. I was like, I don't even know why we're going through all of this. I'm just going to call Salgado. And when I called him and I told him what it was, I said, yo, it's a Palestinian a Palestinian extremist. It's this, that, and the third. What you think? He said, yo, hold on. Send me the script. So I sent it to him. He read it. And he said, yo, Raj, listen. I'm gonna send you my tape. I'm gonna send you the tape. I said, okay, send me the tape. He sent me the tape. And this is what, and I don't think y'all know this. The first tape he sent me, he wasn't on screen. It was just his voice. He didn't stand in front of the camera. What? He did the whole monologue, just the voice of Shazad.
Is that on purpose?
And I said, on purpose. And then he popped on at the end like, bro, I just wanted to show you the voice that I'm working on. And but I'm gonna do it in front of you. I just wanted you to hear the voice. And that was his audition. He didn't stand there and do it. He just was saying it on the other side of the camera. And we all listening to him. And they was like, who is this, Roger? I was like, that's my voice.
Made you think of the character, though. I can see how that would make you go, okay.
And I already knew what he do. I've seen him do this already. Like, I've seen him in other, like, short films and things that I like. That's why I knew to call him. But when he made the voice and the way he embodied it, like, I can't wait. Like, all of these people on screen, Omar, Bria, Dorothy, like, everybody did their thing. Sincerely Ward, everybody did their thing. Everybody made my job extremely easy. Extremely, especially for it to be my first time. Like, I really feel like I had the Avengers with me. Like, it was almost like I was like, for real. Like, I got to this guy here, Paul. The way he did Alex. It's not. The script is the script. I knew the movie was going to be good, and I've seen the movie about 53 times now. But so I know it's good. I've seen it, but I knew it was going to be good because it was great on paper. Like, as a writer, as a thing, when I read it, when I write, I know when I did that already. Like, I've been a writer a very long time, so I know when I wrote something, and I'll be like, yeah, that's fire. Like, I'm good. I can go in there. You know what I mean?
Got the magic in it. Understood that.
When they took it, and where they took it, like, it's little things. Like, both Glorias coming on FaceTime with dresses. Like, I think Amina would wear this. Would Peaches wear this, Roger? Because I think Peaches would do the news. Like, and I was like, they're not just doing, like, they became these people. And then man giving us everything that we for what it was, the news station, everything. Like, the studio was great, and I might have used every inch of that studio. Like, it wasn't a corner of that studio that I wasn't like, oh no, we're gonna use here, we're gonna move over here. The SWAT team, we're gonna do this. I just wanted to make sure. Whoa,
that's all right.
I never met Teddy. Teddy's in the movie. Say hi, Teddy.
Teddy.
Hi.
Teddy's in the movie.
You got to work with Teddy.
He's really in the dog's really in the movie?
Alex's dog. So we put it all together, and like they said,
does the dog get a check? That's the important part.
Like Rin Tin Tin.
Yeah, he gets Teddy. I'm about to make his IMDb page. But I don't know if I can train him to be in other people's stuff. I don't think he's.
So I have a question about just the topic of the whole movie, news cycle. So when I started to dig into it and found out what it really was, I didn't even really think of I was like news cycle, and then I Googled it, and I'm like, oh, the news cycle. That's what they're talking about. And I didn't understand in my research. I found out that the news cycle initially was a newspaper. And the time in between a newspaper was, published. So was it once a month, once a week, or whatever? That was the original news cycle. Then once cable TV came in and you got more quickly, that's when the news cycle, and you got the 24-hour news cycle and all of that. So I don't know where we went, but my question is to anyone. Let's go to Gloria, not Glow. I'm gonna call you Glow in the middle. I'm going to go to Gloria. Just want to go to Gloria. The news cycle, when you thought of the topic of that, was it something that sticks in your mind that happened to you, or can you relate something personal to the news cycle and kind of what it portrays in the media and what it's trying to do to, you know, people and all that?
Well, news for me, I'm gonna be honest, I don't watch the news. It just for mental health purposes and
Yes,
staying
yes.
sane, I don't watch it. But news cycle, it's always a cycle of news. We don't know the right stories. We don't like one news will portray one side and another news channel will portray, you know, the liberals or Republicans or whatever. So there's always a misconception of everything. And
Mm-hmm.
for me personally, I feel like news is like a brainwashing tool. My parents grew up having the news on all day long, and I, as an adult, never have it on, except for like, okay, we had fires here in LA. I got to see what's going on. It's around me. So if it happens in front of me, I'm there. But if it's
Gotcha.
like far away, I don't want to be neglective of society, but I am. Social media is already enough. It's drowning us with information. So having the TV on and news is just, it's too much. But I do appreciate, I do always find people who are truth tellers, and that's my goal, to always know, dig deeper, dig a little deeper. And I feel like Roger did that really well with the script, like not being, you know, biased and being very truthful.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is what's happening, and how can we all come together even though it ends tragic, you know? Or does it end tragic? We don't
Or
know.
doesn't it? I don't look,
Mm.
Tina.
I haven't
But
seen it. I don't know.
I don't know.
Anybody else want to kind of jump in after you say that? Anybody else want to jump in and answer that after?
I feel the same way as Gloria. I don't watch the news much because you never know what's real and what's not, what's right and what's wrong. They'll report whatever they want on all sides. But yeah, you think of news cycle and you think of, all right, let's pump this story out, and then immediately it starts the next cycle. What can we what can we pound on for this next newscast, or this next time we've got to deliver the news? So that's kind of what I feel like when I hear the word news cycle. And like she said, Roger did such a great job of, this movie's not going to send a message to anybody. It's not going to try to sway anybody, really. It really presents a neutral point for every character, and you just got to sit back and enjoy it. It's more like real life than it is the news, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't
Okay.
really like touch on the news fact. We do have
Gotcha.
like an interview between me and the I'm so bad. I forgot the name of her character.
Ambassador Reynolds.
Yes, Ambassador Reynolds. And it was, I loved how Roger directed that, because it was just like, okay, more. I need more from you. And I like, it became like a cat and mouse, but then try to find vulnerability and emotional just understanding of each other, but in like a cat fight almost. So that was
Mm-hmm.
like a very memorable scene. I loved working with Paul because he was just like just a comedic relief. Like I mean, as Omar Gooding, Paul, it was just, it just lightened, and that's what you want to see as an audience. You want to watch something that gives relief. If it was like all drama and darkness the entire time, we would check out. But these people just brought like peaches. She just brought
Peaches
the humor and
Hernandez.
everything. Paul was just improving left and right, and I was like, all right, we're doing this. And it just became, it was fun. It was fun. And I mean, now we haven't watched it, so it's all in the post-production.
Okay, I have a
Yeah,
question
so
for Gloria, Miss Hankerson. Tell me, how do you decompress? Like, if you're embodying a role and you say, okay, I got to get back to being Gloria versus this character. What are some of the things that you say? All right, I need to go do this, so I'm not Peaches anymore, this character that I played, and now I'm this, because I think that, when I'm listening to some of you embody the role so much, it seems like you are method actors. I don't want to put any labels on anyone, but it seems like you body so much. And then how do you become Gloria again?
Well, I mean, for me, it's just, I don't know. I think I have a good talent at being able to see. I like acting. I like becoming somebody else. I like just pretending. So I think for me, I'm able to just remove myself and just get into that character, and what would that character do? How would this character think? And, and then I'm able to come out of it and just kind of go back to my life, because I love my life. I have a great life, so, I enjoy it. But it's, for me, it's just fun. It's like being a kid all over again, like just kind of remembering when you were a kid. And I mean, I was the only child, so I had a very vivid imagination. And then I got into music and wanted to be an artist. And again, that's how Roger and I met years ago. And you become a character even in music, you know what I'm saying? So I've been playing these roles a little bit, just even without knowing. So for me to like really have the chance to do it, it's just super fun. It's just something I enjoy. So for me, it just kind of comes naturally, I think.
Okay. And Roger, question. I didn't know personally what your background was, and you said that you and Omar did music, and Gloria just mentioned you music. Prior to you doing this movie,
Omar too.
Yeah, no, that's what I said. Oh yeah. That's what I said. They were saying music. What did you do in music? Were you a music producer or an artist? Like, what was your role there?
Yeah, I've been a songwriter, artist for pretty much my whole career before film. I've written songs with like Diddy and R. Kelly and
Okay, those are some names.
Yeah, Lil Kim,
those are names you chose. Okay.
Yeah. Like, so when it came to music, I kind of did my 1-2 when it comes to music. I'm Grammy nominated, being my songwriter of the year. Like, I had a nice run. God is, it was really, really cool, really, really good to do. And like, Glow was an artist I met when I moved to Atlanta, and we used to be in the studio all the time. And she's really a dope lyricist and has an amazing vocal tone.
She want to battle? Battle right now.
Battle
right now.
Don't y'all start now.
I'm the live one. Okay. I don't want no smoke. Because I can see right now the headlines, came out of character and Glow smoked somebody. Like, oh, wow. All right, wait a minute.
Glow get busy, and I met Omar. It's funny, I met Omar on the set of Smart Guy, and because my little brother, Jason Weaver. So Jason was on that show, and I was in LA, and we was on set, and Omar's an incredible rapper. Like, Omar can really rap, like he really can. Yeah. And the funny thing is Jason the whole time he said, I can't wait for you to get here, because I want you to see Omar and his crew. And I said, see them how? And he was like, no, I want you to battle them. I want you to battle them.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
What are we talking about? And
my brother, I know what he did. I got my big brother. Yeah. When he come, he gonna shut y'all down. He talking real smart. Absolutely.
And we all went to Omar's house, and we all kicking it. And Omar went to another part of the house. He was just chilling. And it was just me, him, and his crew, and we were just chilling. And then they just started rapping and started, and I was like, oh, you gonna do it like this? Okay.
Oh, nice little cipher. I got you.
I actually did battle his boys. Like, it was like 5 of them. And I was like, please, like, come
on. Absolutely.
And then Omar heard me, and then Omar came out, and me and Omar went at it for like 3 rounds. That's how me and Omar met.
What? Yo, Omar, I know he from Jersey City. Omar,
I'm talking about Gooden.
Oh, okay. He pointed up there. I was like, nah, you better not lose it from Jersey City.
Omar Gooden is a really good rapper. You should check out some of his music. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, very good.
Go ahead,
that's how we met. That's how. Yeah. So music. Yeah, that's how I got my start.
Awesome.
So my question is this is for Paul, and working with everybody, you guys seem to have have a history of things that you've done and everything. Did you learn from any other person during this time? I know you were already seasoned, but did you learn something from any other of the cast members during this particular film that you either didn't do or kind of pushed you in another direction, or like, I encourage you? Did they inspire you in any way?
Yeah, I think every film you do, you're going to learn from the other actors, and this was such a great group. I mean, I learned a lot. every single one of them super professional. They went with the flow. They went against the flow. They went near the flow. But no, they were all good. And yeah, I try to take something from every movie or TV show that I do. I try to take something from the other actors and see how they're doing things. And yeah, I learned things from everybody on set on this one.
Okay. So now I see that y'all got money, because you can tell by little clues. There's just a little clue in there where you got a roof that don't have a top. Okay, so I just want to know, hey, what is the next budget? Because you got the virtual, and I want to put a real couch in my room. You know what I'm saying? And this is awesome. But let's keep on going, because I'm trying to keep it down. But now that you have so much diversity on this camera, how was it as a director, Roger, that keeping this cohesion together? Because you have people from different parts of the world, and you're talking about a very penetrating type of topic, that's very relevant right now, and people can really get offended because Palestinian and what's going on with Israel. So you have that conflict, and now besides. Okay, there we go.
Here we got Dennis. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Big Dennis.
Yeah. On top of that,
what's good?
How do you keep that cohesion? And then I'm looking at here, it's a lot of diversity. I want to say right now, before you answer that question, thank God, Dennis, you're here. Because I thought, man, Roger, that you ain't want no dark-skinned people on this movie. I'm just being honest. I don't know if I'm the one that see this, and I'm sitting here like, I know I don't got a chance.
Hey, yo, I'm not dark-skinned. I'm not dark-skinned. I'm rotisserie.
You rotisserie. I like that. I'm taking bars. I'm taking that one. Rotisserie.
Bars. That's funny.
Okay, so and they said it kicked Gloria out, but
it did. I wait for her.
But keeping everybody together. I mean, it was a crazy topic. It is a crazy topic, and I think that's what kept everybody kind of focused on certain aspects of not offending. When I was writing, I made sure to do my part to not offend anybody in word and on paper, because everybody that's a part of this project and read the script and everybody that's abreast of what's going on with this topic in the world, nobody wants to offend anybody. Nobody wants to. I didn't want to choose a side. But I wanted to bring light to it, and I wanted to bring light from 4 or 5 different perspectives. You know what I mean? So every character has how they feel about America, how they feel about the whole situation, different topics, because it dances around to a whole array, like from how Black people are treated in this country to how politicians have to navigate through the whole thing. How do we feel about politicians doing this? So it's not like so Palestinian and Israeli, but it is that's the premise of what was going on at work today, because they're a news crew. So at work today they had to talk about this. Dennis plays Daniel Foster, who's the the showrunner, the executive producer of the show. He has to, so it was that standpoint too, like, oh, he has to do this, he has to do that. Him going at it with Alex at times. It's just the whole array of everything. But the foundation of it is the Israeli and Palestinian, and we did a great job not offending anybody. I think everybody came with good, valid points. And anybody that sees this film is going to understand that.
Okay. So now looking at Dennis, I want to, came on.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
We want to get some of your perspective on your character, and even people even spoke about how they auditioned, how they got to the role. So just give us your take on your character, your role, and how you came about getting on the film.
Well, me and Roger, we known each other for a while. We were going to do a project before. I think could have been before the pandemic, but we were talking in a discussion about a project, and it just never had the light at that moment. And so he reached out to me, and I was flying back from LA. I think I was filming something, and he gave me a script. And when I landed, by the time I landed, I read the script. I called him in the airport like, "Yo, I want in, son. This is me. I want it." It's crazy. Oh my God. And so, with Omar being a part of it, which is like one of my brothers, it was just like, synergy. We had a lot of people that I knew, and I just felt like this is a story that needed to be told. The unfortunate thing about America is that pretty much only in major cities you come in contact with all different races. Mm-hmm. A lot of, and I'm in Dallas right now, so that's why my time difference was off. But in certain cities here in Texas, there are no Palestinians, there are no Israeli people, there's very few African Americans, so they don't have that diversity they have to deal with. So it's off-putting to them. But in major cities, New York, LA, different cities, you have that melting pot of different people. So you have to interact with that. So I feel this movie will show people who are not in the major cities that everybody has a voice. Everybody's view and perspective is valid, even if it's against your view and perspective. And that's what I like about the script. My role as Daniel, his job is to kind of massage everybody's viewpoint and make everybody have their own lane. And even though it may or may not work, and at times you can be, there's people who are like, I'm a white supremacist and white power, and you're like, that's wrong. But when they explain it, then you like, well, it's wrong, but it's also right. I'm white. I love my white people, and I love my culture. I love my family. And then black power. I love my black people. I love my black family. It becomes an issue when it becomes violent and degrading another race. So I think this movie is going to really touch a lot of different people and make them feel uncomfortable. But entertaining them at the same time.
Gotcha. All right, I want to know this. Now, you guys all seem like some nice folks and everything. Who's the person that you can't stand? And what I mean by that is your character. I don't mean personally, now. I mean the character, like you because it really seems like Omar is just real easy to hate, but depending on how he embodied the role, you might be like, nah, he did his thing. But who do you just hate? You're like, man, I can't stand Peaches. That is so damn ditzy or whatever. Or, Paul, it's like, I just got on my damn nerves, had a different take. Like, who did you not like? And anybody
you mean in real life or the character?
No character.
Okay.
This is that type of show. The character. We're talking about the character. That's all I'm talking about.
We sow seeds of love here. We sow seeds of love.
Okay.
Just making sure.
All right, now I'm gonna start calling names. I'm trying to be.
Hey, they said they got along.
I would say Omar, the terrorist Omar.
Okay. Yeah, I got it.
Because he got guns. Okay. He got guns in my face. He got people grabbing me like, I don't like you, sir.
Yoking Peaches up.
And some of them I can't say because it might give away something in the movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's.
Okay. Now she said something that kind of now that triggered something. Now you guys are all professional actors and actresses, and just for me, because I am not a professional, I would love to do it, but I respect the art. That's why I could never be a rapper. I couldn't be a comedian or actor because I respect what you do. You guys are professionals. Now I want to know, when they have love scenes, how y'all deal with that? Because I'm just looking like right now, like Gloria, y'all fine. And I got a wife. And I'm like, you got a love interest, and she might be on set like, or your man might see the movie, because it's a big thing going on with this movie. And a side note with somebody actor, I don't want to bring their stuff into our interview, unless y'all want to. But but I want to know, like, how do you deal with stuff like that as an actor or actress?
Well, I said my first ever technique was the Chubbuck technique, Ivana Chubbuck.
Say that one more time. What is it called?
The Ivana Chubbuck. She was like my first ever. I call her my acting mom. She's like, her book is amazing. She taught me to create chemistry with people. And it could also be people you hate. Like if you have, with each scene, you could have, like me and Paul, for instance, I found a chemistry with him because it goes to an imagination, and it's weird, but you practice this imagination. Like you imagine, you could do this with girls on girls too. You imagine first, like the vulnerabilities and the empathy, like the pain, commonality of pain. And then you have the sexual compatibility.
Yeah,
So
talk about it.
You kind of envision sexual things about your scene partner, and that creates, it works. I mean, it works for a lot of people, and it creates something in the scene that you already know each other. It creates a rapport.
Gotcha.
So it's weird, but it's easy to check out, like as a non-character after that.
What? Hold up, you saying that you could be like, and cut, I'm good. Like you saying it, because I'm looking at you like, what? Like that, your profession.
Well, it's not
It's skill.
Yeah,
I had
as sexy as you think it is.
One actor I worked with in the
Yeah,
short film, I had to kiss him a lot, and I couldn't stand him in real life because he was like trying to be all creepy and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, major me too, but whatever. I didn't even go there. But I had to turn this on set. So it luckily Roger had none of us do any of this.
Yeah, like,
Roger.
This doesn't seem like
I tried to get him to do it, but
I'm gonna talk about Paul.
Paul was like
Part 2.
Yeah. For instance, like me and Paul, that little cat and mouse scene, I had to go there with him. Like I was like, you know what? It adds a layer if I low key is attracted to him. So like as a character, you kind of just pretend to turn it on. Like, all right, you just go there imaginative, which is weird. Yeah.
Question now.
I
got another one.
I got a question for Dennis though. So same thing she was saying, you're being in a character, you've been acting for a long time. I know D-Rock, that's what comes to my head when I say you, I think of D-Rock. But when you're in a movie and you're acting, and what do you look for in a director? When you're acting, I know there's different movies that you work for different people. What do you look for in a director that'll help you be the best, the best you?
Well, all directors are different. Like I worked with Spike Lee, who was extremely strict as far as what he wanted. Then I worked with different directors, George Tillman, who was more of preparation. And I like directors who are actor based, that really care about what the actors want and having that dialogue. And me and Roger, we had a lot of dialogue before filming as far as the direction of my character, so that I have an understanding of what he wants. Because I always say this, as an actor, we're a conduit. We're the bridge between the writer, director, and the audience. And the story has to be told. And if it get lost with us because of our ego, then the audience gets confused. So understanding the character through the director on a daily basis, on a scene by scene basis, it helps me out a lot. And I don't think there's any process of where you over direct, because the goal is to make the best film possible, because you can't go back and change it. Right. So I've had some directors where I was like, this dude is horrible, like what is, and then I had some dudes where I like to be on set where I just have to act, where I just can act and just go and do what I have to do, because I'm so prepared because of the directors. He knows what he wants. He knows the shots he wants. He knows the script in and out. So that's helpful a lot. But can I double back a little bit on the sex scenes?
Sure.
As much as it looks great on camera, it's never sexy, because you got like 8 people in the room and watching you, and you feel uncomfortable about are your elbows ashy and
no.
But
No, sir. You're not gonna have me believing that. You're like,
No,
yeah, you got
be
some,
weird.
you got some
I
knowledge
believe
right
it.
there.
It is.
Like, this ain't as good as it look. Like,
no,
nah, dog.
it's really not. So look,
And now the next part is, what if you're attracted to the person? Like I just said, Sanaa Lathan, and you going to say, well, I got to get up for this scene, bro.
Okay.
I'll probably cut
But here's-
the camera right now. We can do this right now. What
All
are you
right, so let
talking
me
about?
tell you about that. So now you got Sanaa Lathan. She's beautiful. You got to make sure your breath smells good.
It was.
I get
You don't want to get too
self-conscious.
excited, but then
I'm done. I'm gonna be excited.
You're fired.
The reason why I'm in Dallas, I had an acting workshop, and we had Tanae Gilmore. She's an intimacy coordinator, and
What?
so
That's a job.
yeah,
Wait. Somebody got a job as a intimacy coordinator.
Yeah,
Where do you go to school for that? Number one.
There is a
I
school.
actually trained for it. What, you telling people what to do? That's
Yeah.
not like porn. It really is.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Make sure the skin doesn't touch. Like it's a whole thing.
Don't touch.
It's a whole thing,
Oh, wow.
bro. You
Okay.
can't be on
Because even when you
scene with
shoot in
Sanaa
the
Lathan.
angles, it's-
Yeah,
Angles my head. All right, cool. Roger, I got a question for you as well.
Yeah,
Do
that
you
went after you,
give
though.
actors the freedom, or you say stick to the script? You know, like, are you the type of person to let people ad lib because they got a feeling, or you're the type of director that said, stick to the script because you are like, where do you fall on that place?
It's a because as a like I said, my beginning was music. So as a songwriter, the magic happens. God's in the room when you let the creativity flow. So as a songwriter, there's been times I would write a song. Yeah, I would write a song and leave 8 bars empty because I knew I wanted to do something in the moment. Like I'm in the studio with Dennis and we vibing and it's a whole nother vibe. And I'm like, nah, you know what I should say now? We should go here. But if I'm so like, no, this is the song and this is how it goes, like it's like, no. So it's the same thing with film for me. And the one thing about it which was beautiful for me, and I know I've told y'all this or maybe whatever, being around people that know, it made my first time. This is my first feature. I've done some shorts, I've done stuff like that, but this is my first feature film. So being able to lean on the Dennis, lean on Paul, lean on Gloria, you know what I mean? Talk to like Salgado, like he used to go to where Shazad's supposed to be, and he would sit up there by himself in the dark, damn near, and be in that zone. And I learned from that. I was like, oh, okay, like everybody operates differently. It's like a football team. Now, me as a head coach, the team is going to react the way that I react. So I insulated myself with nothing but love. I had so much love on the set, family, friends, the whole bit, but they all knew their stuff. Like everybody knew their stuff. Like my DP, I've known my DP 30 years. I didn't just hire him for this, but he's an excellent cinematographer. Like Uncle Drew is really Uncle Drew. Like I've known Drew, Greg Waddle, been on everything from Forrest Gump to Guardians of the Galaxy as a gaffer, and he came in and he worked my set. You know what I mean? Like, so I've been around it, but to lean on them and really learn. Like I told Dennis this on set. I said, bro, I have a whole different respect for him because I saw the stuff I saw and the stuff y'all are going to see. I was like, man. I was like, okay, because it was every day. Gloria would say something to me and be like, yo, I gotta stay in this zone because it's a hot scene. It's crazy. But everybody's joking and everybody's laughing and everybody's high-fiving and all of this. And I'm like, all right. So I'm gonna isolate her. So if she needed to be off, let her go off, take her to her dressing room, let her chill. You know what I mean? If somebody had something to say to me, I'm not the no. I'm like, well, let me hear it. I don't have a problem saying no, but let me hear it and let me understand it before I make that decision. It was things Paul did that I can't. Yeah, I was just like, what the like, and then I'll say cut, and everybody will be like, yo, like what was that?
He left. Like, what they say they rapping, they left Earth. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, but this has to be
Roger,
It
you were
seems to
just
be.
pure comedy though.
You know?
He was like he could
Yeah.
just stand like in a corner. I see his like one eyeball, and I'm just like, okay, I can't.
I just
the
want to press this
likeness.
to.
It's very, very specific,
go ahead.
like, special to have a director who's like walking with such humor and lightness and not stressed out and not like just letting, like a very good conductor, right? And then let us play, let us be free, because it really does a huge difference.
I want to touch on this because it seems. Go ahead. Did you say something?
No, I said like I can duck. That was perfect. Like, yeah, like they all play their instruments well. I don't play instruments like that. You know what I mean? Like they do what they do.
But that brings me into another part of what you do, and it's and I didn't think about this too. I was looking through your Instagram and the musicality that goes with a movie. So you have Armando Colon, who did the score, of the film. And then you had, it was Chucky Charles. I think he did sound design. I never thought about what a sound design, actually was until I looked into all of that. So how important is the sound and the music to actually, actually give the movie a greater lift in, just to give the movie a greater lift? What about the sound and the music that's important?
The one thing about certain independent films that I've always had a pet peeve with is the music is an afterthought, and sound design is an afterthought. And with because we do music for television shows. I've done music for The Chi, Power, Force. I've done music on all of the 50 Cent shows and all of this stuff, and with Armando. And I've known Armando 30 years, and we just know how important to set the tone of a scene. If Daniel is doing what he's doing in this scene, well, Dennis, but if Daniel is going here, that undertone is the surfboard. If he's riding the wave, that atmospheric sound, building a world inside of just building the world inside the world that's there. So like in the scene where Gloria is I'm not gonna give nothing away, but Gloria's getting ready for work. Now let's build that world of her getting ready for work. So when she's getting ready for work and she's talking to who she's talking to and what's going on, where does she live? Would there be a lot of traffic outside because it's early in the morning? Is there going to be birds?
Is it Atlanta? Yes.
Right.
Is the radio playing? Is the radio playing? What is a certain song lightly in the background, like because she's grooving and she's getting ready for work? She's looking at dresses. She's doing all of these things. What's going on in that world? Okay. Shazad is on his way to handle it. What is going on in there? Like what? How was that? How was his mood? You know what I mean? Like certain different. It's all encompassing. So when you leave that out, and the sound is just and they're just talking. Yeah. Sometimes you don't even know music is in the background till you really be like, oh, I done watched this movie 10 times.
Right.
I didn't know that song was playing in the background. I didn't know this was going on.
It creates the mood.
So it creates the mood. So having Armando and Chucky, because Chucky, he took the sound design somewhere else. Him and Armando combined on composing the score, from the intro record to the outro record, because there's not a lot of places just to put a song. One of the things get on my nerves, a director friend of mine called me one day and said, Rod, you got some beats just laying around you don't care about that I can put in a movie? I said, first of all, why would I not care about what I do? But he was really saying it to me like, yo, bro, if you can help me do the music, I'd have rather you just say, yo, can you help me do the music for this movie? And I'd have did it because he's a friend of mine, but not, yo, I just got to put some beats in here and da-da-da-da. It's like, no, you have to build the world that you're trying to, you know what I mean, that you're bringing people into, So, yeah. Right. So,
Never thought about that. Never thought about that until I've seen that. You don't think about it. You just want to watch the film, not knowing that all those nuances are actually happening. I got a question for Glow O real quick before you go, Big O. Glow, I know you're driving, but just a question for you is, you've been, acting all this time. So how do you decide which role that you're going to take? Like, what do you look for when somebody offers you a role? What is it that makes you say yes?
The check. You're on mute.
The check.
She's on mute.
Oh, I thought her face said the check.
No, it was me. That was me. I was like,
hey, Glow, you're on mute. You're driving. Can you take it off?
She ain't hearing you. She's looking at the
She
room.
ain't hearing. She driving.
All right.
She's driving.
No.
Yeah, she's getting where she got.
I didn't want to leave her out, but I could throw that to you.
Yeah,
to Dennis. Then I'll throw that. Yes, please. I don't want to throw that to you, to Dennis, and then Omar. As far as you,
Dennis, I want to definitely talk to Dennis because we had a mutual friend. We was at a funeral together. That's why when I looked, I said, "Oh my God, I met this man right there." Yeah, we had a mutual friend. She passed away some years ago, but we were at.
I just want to ask that question about when you choose roles. How do you choose a role? Like, what are you looking for when you say okay, yes, and which ones do you be like, nah, I ain't gonna do that, or do you just say yes to everything?
I try and choose roles that I believe in, characters that have some type of great quality, even if they're bad characters, mean, the villain, they have some type of light within them. Money is also an issue.
Thank God you said it, brother. Thank God you said it.
I'm not gonna front, man. That has to do a lot of it, but I want characters that I can expand on, and I hate playing the same characters over and over and over again. So I always want to find something different. Yeah, something different in each character I portray. And also I want characters that I'm not embarrassed to portray. I mean, I have a lot of friends and family, and I want to make sure that I'm not doing anything that is morally not cohesive to who I am. So that has a lot of, balance in my life, because I'm at a point in my career where I can turn down projects. So, and I have.
Oh, the money's up. Oh, the money.
All right.
It ain't even so much about the bread. It's more about
you said it.
My perception. You know what I mean?
You don't got to explain shit. You've been running this.
I get it. You don't want to. I mean, you got a value. Your value too. You know what you're worth, and sometimes depending on what it is, you're willing to say, okay, I'll go low, and then sometimes you're like, nah, I ain't doing that. Same question to Omar at the top, and then Big O is back to you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on, people? Yeah, no, the role basically. I mean, I love acting. It's a passion for me. It would something y'all don't know. It was a therapy for me for a little bit. So for me to get out of my own life, I was going through a lot. Nobody knows during news cycle I was going through some stuff. So this took me to a whole new world, and it was dope. And that's why I said God was there from the beginning. So when you see a role, it's a message. Sometimes I was thinking like, oh, I can't, but the audience has to see you come through, whether it's bad, good, whatever. So I look at the role, and I just want to submit to the role, and I just want to make the script come to life for the writer and the director. I mean, whether it's a background, I mean, I just love this shit. Like this has changed my life, and not just spiritually too. You understand what I'm saying? It is what it is. But this was a big step in my career. And I'm gonna tell you, Roger, thank you. I publicly thank you. I mean, I'm in front of look at this guy, people that got 20, 30 years successful. Look at Dennis. He came to humble people. Gloria, Glow. I mean, Paul's doing his thing right now. Roger been doing his thing. Big O, Jay, it's good to meet y'all. But I think any role, when you submit to that shit, you're gonna make the writer and director. You're gonna make them happy. You're gonna make them excited about the project. You got to bring every role to life. I'm not afraid about any role. I mean, I'll take the role. And as long as I come through and deliver for the director and the writer, it's nothing like when you see your writer or the director souped up. You understand? And they're getting up and they sing the scene. It's nothing like that. And when you deliver like that, man, that's why I love this shit.
You're not scared of any role?
Well, immorally, like there's some roles that obviously you're not gonna do. Like I have a wife. You understand? Like we were talking about this before, and I'm gonna be honest. I'll tell you right now. Now that we're talking about it, I had a role, a sex role with a chick, and this is something that when you got the support with your wife is huge. It's huge. So when I saw it, I played it back. I saw the playback, and I was like, damn, I could have did better. You know, because you got a wife, so not straight. I'm being real. You're like, you know, and you're like,
I'm really
when you
better
got
than that.
straight up. When you got the support, and you know, she had a stripper had to give me a lap dance, and I had to go down on her, whatever. But you know, when you see, I ain't gonna front. I was thinking about my wife a lot. I was like, yo, what the fuck am I doing right now? So I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, but she understood. So when I saw, I was like, babe, I couldn't put it down the way I wanted to put it down. Like, I ain't gonna front. I saw the paper. I was like, man, don't play that shit. She was like, babe, don't ever do that again. Go ahead 100%. So I was like, let's go.
Go for guts.
Let's go. She was like, you go in, you go in. I was like, thank you. That's it. And from there, man, that was the biggest thing. Having my wife's support.
I'm just being honest with you. Looking at some of the roles that some of the actors take, I always look at it and say, you know, I give kudos to you guys as professionals. And like I said, I respect it so much. Like, yeah, I want to act. I'll be like, I can't do that. I can stay in my little lane role, like, you know, if something, but I look at it and say, man, you guys embody whatever you were doing. And then certain characters and roles and scenes, I always look at it and say, holy jump. And I give one particular person, you know, rest in peace, Michael K. Williams. So when he played Omar and kissed the dude, and I was sitting there like, yo, is he gay? And it was like, no. And I was like, yo, that's an actor. You know what I mean? Like, whoa. Like, that is acting right there. But I respect it. And that's how much I respect it. So that's why I said, you know, are there roles that you're scared of? And it's not just that. Even portraying people of a certain stature. I'll be like, you know, when you get to a certain stature, you can play anybody, but some people are like, nah, I could just embody, you know, Martin Luther King, like Jeffrey Wright. And I was like, man, he's a great guy, you know, and then you'll start seeing the nuances. So that was awesome. So now what I want to ask you guys, because I'm gonna go around, right? I'm gonna ask a few questions, right? Because we have a game called This or That, but I'm not going to do it like traditional because we have a lot of people on this one. So I'm gonna ask a question, you do one or the other. Because at first we was gonna do it as a group, but I was like, y'all got different personalities and everything. But the caveat to it is that I just want to make the question so difficult that you got to say both. You know what I mean? Like it's too hard for you to answer, so you got to say both. You know, or you know, which I've seen some people was on some different type of time. They did neither. You know, so I'm gonna give Roger an easy one. I'm gonna just do a little softball one. Right, start it off, and then they're gonna get harder. All right. Oatmeal or grits?
Grits.
See, very easy. All right. Now let's go to Dennis. Let's go right to Dennis. Dennis, Tupac or Biggie?
I knew it was coming.
Yeah. Let's go here. Let's go here.
Damn.
Ooh.
Like I love Tupac.
You don't gotta explain that. Go ahead, brother. Which one?
All right, then it's Biggie. Biggie all day, son.
Hey,
okay.
NY. Brooklyn in the house. Okay.
Look, I'm gonna give Paul a confusing one. George Clooney or Brad Pitt?
Who was the first one?
George Clooney.
Oh, I'd say Clooney.
Okay, good job. Okay,
I like Clooney.
right.
I like Clooney.
All right.
He's got a good attitude off screen, and been around a little longer.
Okay.
If I do my hair right, somebody might say I look like him.
Yes.
Glow, Miss Hankerson. Glow. Here we go. Megan Thee Stallion or Glorilla?
Ooh.
Megan Thee Stallion or who?
Glorilla.
Glow.
Did she hear you?
You said Meg Thee Stallion and who?
Glorilla, the rapper Glorilla.
I'm going Glorilla.
Because he Glow. Get him Glow. See the first Glow.
Gotta keep the Glorias together.
Look. I got you. Look. All right, let's go with Omar. All right, let's go with Omar. Let's see what he do. Let's see what he do with this one. All right, you going with the Giants or the Jets?
Giants, man. Giants.
Okay, there we go.
Let's go.
Right move.
You saw our pickups, right?
Yeah, you seen it.
You seen it, right?
You gotta talk about one of them.
Oh, we're gonna talk.
You gotta talk about one of them. You know, we could have got your door.
But, oh yeah, my son too. He's on it.
Okay. All right. Look. Here go Glow. Other Glow. Miss Glow. All right. Oh goodness gracious, she's smiling, got dimples, man. Let me hold up. Let me get confused. I gotta get proposed, because I'm like, y'all actors. I'm like, man, you start smiling, like, what? You better start smiling at me, girl. You got dimples. All right, hold on. All right, look. Well, I'm gonna try to get her a hard one. Look, Angela Bassett or Taraji P. Henson? You can say both. You can say both.
Man,
or neither.
So great. I'd go with Angela Bassett.
Ooh.
Yay.
All right, season. All right. And look, Roger, I'm gonna end this one with you, brother. I'm gonna end this one with you. All right. The real easy one was Tyler versus, Spike, but I ain't doing that. I'm gonna give you a little something weird.
Get him, come
Not
on,
weird.
Come on.
Yeah, because this one guy is hot. He hot right now. And I'm gonna just get real. All right. Gary F. Gray or Ryan Coogler?
F. Gary Gray or Ryan Coogler. Damn.
That's what I do.
I'm gonna say.
The humming on them.
I'm gonna say both.
That's what I do, Jay. That's what I do. That's what I do. Usually you give like everybody 10 questions. We'll be here until like tomorrow. It's like all y'all.
Yeah, like,
so we're like.
The reason I say both, F. Gary Gray, way longer, and he has classic that I definitely look at it in love, but I have to say Ryan, because Ryan has done things. He's done some things that those guys opened the door, like for F. Gary Gray to Spike Lee's to this, that, and the third. They opened it. And the way Ryan is doing things, Sinners, and I'm not talking about the actual movie, but I'm just talking about the whole encompassing thing. He's kicking the door in. He's kicking the door in for black filmmakers to come. Like the door's off the hinges now.
Absolutely.
Like and you know what I mean? Like so he keep the door open, even because you just look at the marketing of Sinners and how they're doing their press run. And how the cast is like, it's not so stiff, it's not so, and then how he's embodying the music and all of that. Like I just identify more, but I can't negate the greatness of Gary Gray. Like he's crazy.
Absolutely, and I understand that. That was one of the things I really wanted to talk to Omar Gooding. Was that I felt like he might have been a perfect character for the brother in Sinners. I was like, you didn't have to have the same person. I was like, playing twins. I was like, Omar could have killed that role, and because I seen him do something like that, So
I think the twins were it was symbolic.
It was. I read all that, and I saw that, and I was like, cool. But I saw so many people that could have killed the brother role with it, but I understood the symbolic of it because when you see the movie, I really enjoyed the history and how he actually did it.
I got a question for y'all.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So my question for you two is, when we have our premiere, are you guys gonna come to the premiere?
Depends what it is, and if y'all got the fare to me to get there, I promise to God I'm coming in, and can I bring my wife or? Okay, you don't have to bring spouses because I could just, what I'm saying?
Stop. This guy.
Hold on, where the premiere gonna be? You ain't saying it be fine.
Where's the premiere?
Like, no, y'all can come. You didn't tell us where it was at. That's how you play people. Like, yeah, you can come. Where the party?
Hold up, where is it?
That's gonna be in Atlanta. The first one's in Atlanta.
Oh, we're there. Yes, I'm there.
The first one is in Atlanta.
I'm looking forward.
We shot the film in Atlanta. I gotta do the first one in Atlanta.
When?
Thinking August, because I get married in July, so I gotta knock July all the way.
All right, I ain't trying to get you.
Roger, it's hard for me to travel.
We get married in July, and then
it hurts you to travel.
I'm gonna be pumping real hard in August.
Oh, there she go. All right, I'm gonna say nothing. Good look, fam.
Oh, you said what you said?
Look.
I'm gonna be highly pregnant in August.
Oh she's gonna be pregnant in August. Highly pregnant in August.
Paul, what did you do?
Oh my gosh! Yay!
She said she's gonna be pregnant.
Woo! Congratulations, mommy!
Congrats.
Wow! On KROSS BARZ, y'all heard it first, y'all. Come on.
Because you're glowing right now. I just thought, your skin.
I thought it was good makeup.
Yeah. You do got to glow, like no pun intended, but yeah.
Yes. But yes, Dennis, we will be there. Did you have another question for us? Yes, we will be there. As long as we get an invite, just let us know how many people we can bring, and
Yeah, Dennis.
Great.
We have a mutual friend, Cecilia Holmes, who passed away. Yeah. So she was a voiceover, songwriter, and that's my children's godmother. So that's why I was like, man, jacked it up. I didn't know your shoulders was that broad. I was like, oh, okay, this dude. I thought he was a skinny dude.
That's the camera.
Yeah. I thought he was a skinny dude and everything. I was like, all right, look at this dude, man. You know what I mean? But Roger, you said something real slick, real quick. You said Jason Weaver is your little brother?
Yeah, well, not biologically, but I've had.
Oh, okay. I would have to check that. I was like, what? I didn't know that.
I've had Jason. When Jason first signed the Motown Records, they flew him to New York, and his A&R was one of my mentors, and they was like, "Yo, we need you." I said, "What's up?" And then I got to the office and I met Jason, and like for I don't know how many years, like we just had to keep him out of trouble. You know what I mean? So we practically from 13 to from 13 to yesterday, we've been.
I did a good job. I did a good job.
Yeah, we've been keeping Jay Weave. We've been keeping Jay Weave.
And he's a chef.
Together, and we learned it. And
he
taught us a lot. You know what I mean?
I don't believe
go down.
Yeah. Jason took downtown from acting, and he went to culinary school and got a degree.
Oh wow!
And he's a dead serious chef. Like real.
I want to know that. I want to know that. That would be one of my two questions before we get out of here. I do want to know, everyone, what do you do but that we don't know about, like the chef or the gardening or something like that? So what do you do on your off time, your downtime, when you strip you down to the core? What is it you like to do? We can start with Omar on the top and then just go down.
Well, just spending time with my family, honestly speaking. I love spending time with my son. My son's he's already older. You understand? He's 22 years old. I have a 16-year-old.
You got a 22-year-old son?
Yeah, I got
man.
You were 22.
Yeah,
I'm looking at him like, what?
Yeah,
you have him at 10?
Yeah. Appreciate that. Yeah, man. It's
What's up, man? You looking good.
Thank you, my brother. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm 43. But my son definitely just spending time with him, watching him grow, watching him develop. I wasn't always the best father because I was always a little, tough here with them. I could have been a little softer, but long story short, man, I love my kids. I love spending time with them. Anytime I can spend with them, that's what it is. You understand? Right. So that's why I like.
Paul, what about you?
Yeah, right. Paul, because I'm trying to figure out, Paul. You probably you do rules on it, like you do rules.
I like playing sports, even though I'm old. I still swim a lot. I play basketball. I watch a lot of sports.
The Giants this year.
They're good now. I can do this now. They're good.
You can.
I'm from DC. All right, but
what part of DC you from?
Well, the Virginia side. Prince William.
You're not from DC. Hold on. Do you know what mambo sauce is, Paul? Do you know what mambo sauce is? That's how I got to know.
Say it again.
No, you're not from DC.
Nah.
Hey, I was born in the DC hospital.
Okay. He was born in the hospital. He close.
In DC,
you gotta give him at least 5 coup points. Come on.
No, mambo sauce. Yo, you caught it.
Mambo sauce.
He said,
you gotta check in. You gotta check in, Paul. You gotta check in. Paul, you gotta check in.
All right. So Paul likes sports, swimming. All right, Mr. Greene. Basketball.
I can't lie. I'm 24 hours in this. Like I'm getting into golf. I'm getting into golf. Like I got my club.
Oh, the money. I know the money's changing. The money's changing.
But I'm 24 hours. I'm 24 hours, 365, and some aspect of entertainment. If it's not music or writing a film or something like that, I'm 24 hours.
I love it.
Like,
I love
can't
it.
lie.
You told us in a nice way. My money's going up. I love that. I love that. That's a sign how you said it. He said, "Yeah, I'm getting into golf."
I'm figuring it out.
Yeah, but your money's up. Okay, apologies.
I'm figuring it out.
All right. Dennis, what you got, sir?
Just building more content for my OnlyFans page.
Oh, you're not stripping anymore because we got the research. You're not stripping.
Yeah, no, I gave up stripping, so I'm just only.
Oh, okay. They used to call you the twerk king. I was like, the twerk king is on our. My boy, D Nice is twerking again. I was like, yeah.
These nuts with 3 E's. And, nah, I'm music. People don't know that I sing. And I used to rap, but I'm big band like Harry Connick Jr. stuff like that. So that's my
Comedy.
undercover
Comedy
thing,
as well.
yeah, and comedy as well.
All right, and my last lady, I was wondering where my other Gloria went, but she's off. But Miss Beautiful Gloria, what about you?
Again, I agree with Omar. Just spending time with family. I think that's the real life, and I really love fitness and just taking care of myself. And these are the things I kind of balance. And now with, baby number 5 on the way, I'm
Number
just
five.
5.
You got 5 kids?
5?
Boy, oh, God, I'm trying to
That's
keep
great.
it professional. I'm trying to keep it professional.
Even Paul said 5.
I don't even know. Like, she got teenagers.
I thought you were 22.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah, I got teenagers, so it's sort of like empty nesting because they're like don't need you anymore, and then this new baby coming. So I feel like I'm not only giving birth to a baby, it's a whole new me, and doing it as an artist. That is something. So I'm kind of venturing into my own content creating and like stepping into film producing and so on. So it's kind of more maturing. Maybe.
Yeah, that husband trying to keep you around. He's trying to keep you around.
Not an actor for hire,
Okay, absolutely. He trying to keep you around. Come back.
Yeah. I have Matanya here staying with me. The lady playing my mom. She's literally.
She's in there.
Tell her to say hi.
Say hi.
Where's she been?
She's
in
Israel.
Oh, Israel.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she's here staying with me, and I was like, this is so interesting. Like she's right here, and we had.
Hi, Mom.
Yeah,
she could have come in and say hi.
She's taking a little hit of something.
All right.
Okay. Okay. That's what's up. So now, make sure we get your handles and everything. But Jay, today, you rock out.
Yeah. We just want to say, really, just thank you so much. Mr. Greene, brother, we love you here. When you're talking about spirituality, we were actually shocked when you hit up the Instagram, like, hey, can we be? We like, of all the podcasts, this is KROSS BARZ.
Yeah.
We're not famous. Nobody knows us who we are.
I'm
not Charlie Rose in it.
You gotta like, man. I make Instagram work. Like I make it work.
It does.
So it's dope. I was watching the shows. And it was entertaining. It was funny. So I was
I appreciate it because that's how everybody gets opportunity, and that's what KROSS BARZ is about. Yeah. It's about that cross conversation. It's that we have celebrities, we have your common person, we have military people on the show, we have mothers, we have athletes, and it's just having the conversation because you never know who's going to be there to take you to your next level and who's going to be that door to open up for you to grow, whether it's spiritually, emotionally, anything like that, or even within your career. So we really, really thank you for that. And all you guys for blessing our show, even Miss Gloria, who's off, and Omar Gooding, who came in a little bit earlier. We bless the movie. Hope it turns out great. We will definitely be there. Before we go on, I'm going to say, I am Jay Tanae. That is Big O. This is KROSS BARZ, and that's KROSS BARZ. You can find us on all kind of places. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and all that. You can also visit us on our website at www.crossbars.com. Make sure you like and subscribe to our channel. Share so we can grow our audience to be a blessing to everybody in this world, guys. Thank you again so much. We appreciate you. Roger, since you're the director, anything you got left you want to say to anybody about being an actor, or anybody, a producer, if this is what they're inspiring to do, what would be some of your last words? And anybody can jump in on this.
Hustle horizontally so you can elevate vertically.
Vertically, yeah.
Hustle horizontally.
The person right next to you is the person that can help you get where you're going, and then y'all both can go to the next level.
That's
so
what's up.
horizontal and then vertical. Okay?
Hustle horizontally.
That's
vertical.
it. And don't stop. Don't stop.
Okay. And hopefully I'll see y'all at the film festival at Martha's Vineyard this summer. And also, I'm going to try to do a short because this is crazy, man. I got to see my ideas. My sister wrote a whole bunch of stuff. And she got big producers. And
do it.
Yeah, she sold her joint. She like, I ain't major enough to deal with her, which she's right. But at the same time, I'm just going to keep it 100. I'm going to shoot my little 15-minute. I don't want to be in it because I'm telling you right now, I'm not a professional.
He's challenged.
Like if Lauren's on the set and she up there looking like, I don't need to be. She got a husband, a whole family, and I got a family, and I'm gonna be in singing Carl Thomas songs.
Well, we thank you guys for everything. We're looking forward to the movie. We just hope everything goes great. We're looking forward to it. That's all we got to say for tonight. Thank you again so much, guys.
Yeah.